How would you handle it if someone in strange clothing you've never seen before asked you, "What year is it?" Quote, answer them, "I've seen people wear some stupid fucking things, and at this point I'm not one to notice." Smackhead Snake 70.3 hours ago, edited 3 hours ago. I like to wear snakes on my PP instead of condoms. Is that strange clothing? Yeah, it would be rude to not answer the question. Wait, you can see me. Winner. You don't know either? Question mark. Quote. I tell the person, "Hey, whoa, buddy. Let's just slow down a second here. Year? What are you talking about? Years. Years were abolished generations ago. What are you, sick? Or something? Buddy. Hey, look at me. I usually don't like going to corrections either. But pal, I think somebody has got to take you to corrections. Oh, I hate corrections. That office is always so cold and the metallic smell doesn't help either. I would take 'em, but I have to go get my rations for the week. Why don't you have a barcode?" When you goof and say years were abolished years ago, then you both laughed about what crazy pranksters you are. LMAO. In all seriousness, I'd answer them and ask them if that makes sense. I've got a little bit of history from the emergency services world in dealing with and responding to mental illness depending on the circumstances. This scenario might raise some red flags for me. My objectives are to answer the question and ensure the person is safe. I've had to deal with people in a confused state a couple of times. My experience is if you tell them what year it is, they just get more confused because your answer doesn't align with their OLTAE lays. I find it kind of scary when someone can't process what year they're in. There could be all sorts of things going wrong behind their eyes, and some of those things might be permanent. Wholesomest answer I've seen. Aw man, now I feel bad about my answer. You're a good person. 2020, go home, trust me, this is not the year. Plot twist. In autumn 2020, a second, deadlier wave of COVID hits, eventually wiping out most of humanity. One of the leftover humans, just like in the movie 12 Monkeys, goes back in time to stop the virus. However, because you told him it is not the year, he questions himself and goes back to the future. After that, however, the time machine breaks, meaning he cannot go back to stop the virus. Got room for me to come with? I know, but Mel's has been hounding me to come. I'd assume they'd been in lockdown so long they'd forgotten how to dress and what year it is. Just like the rest of us. I'd panic and blurt out the wrong year, probably. Lol. It's 1820. Oh shit, not this again. Moorhole 33,102.7 hours ago, edited 5 hours ago. Assume it was a YouTuber doing a social experiment and look for the hidden camera. Asterisk corrected spelling. Haha dude, real light. Appropriate quotation. I know what part of the world you're not from. I've lived in Los Angeles enough to know a crackhead when I see one. It's a prank, bro. Before answering, simply ask, what year do you believe it is? It's been 2020 for the last 45 months. When my grandma lived in a care facility, I had to see stuff like this all the time from the patients there. Granted, most of the time they're strange clothes with hospital gowns and the like. Their minds had just degraded so much that they struggled to understand where and when they were. I remember one elderly lady freak out because she said her water broke and wanted someone to call her husband. Later I heard that the 50-something lady next to her is her daughter and her husband died a long time ago. Luckily my grandma wasn't that far gone, but it still hurt me when she started calling my mom by my stepmom's name and occasionally calling me by my dad's name. 2001, September 10th. New York Twin Towers. They're being funny or schizophrenic. Either way I'd be helpful and leave ASAP. You watching Dark? Juan East Mickle. 5 TAGE bis apocalypse. He told me you would come. Hope you are not too late. It is as the prophecy foretold. I'd say, Grandma, I don't want your check. A card is fine. The wrong one. Get back in your time machine while you still can. It's the year 69. Year 420, day 69. FTFY. I've been this someone. I used to dress more punk goth and was very into drugs and alcohol in nutils. Now I dress all black minimal and am sober. But every day of 2020 has been a test of will to not go on a bender and forget what year it is. That's a lot of tests. Well done for keeping going, smiley face. Head have to be from the past because there ain't no way we making it far enough in the future. Which is kinda trippy now that I think about it. Answer them. It could be just a guy with strange clothes who forgot. I'd look for the person recording the interaction on their phone and wait for it to show up on TikTok. Not a good one. And then I'd walk away. Just to fuck with them, I'd say, it's 3042. Myler Iyer Goss. Myler Iyer Goss. Which calendar are you talking about? It's happened a few times at the grocery store, people dating a check. Do people not have any life experiences anymore? Oh god no. That's how you catch COVID, homie. Take me home. I don't even know what century we're in. Oh shit, now what? Punch him, say, don't bullshit me, I go home. Oh no, Jesus, I would say 2020 without looking at my phone, cause that could be the end if my phone. Depend where I am. If I'm in my NJ suburb, I say 2020 and walk away. If it's the crazy homeless dude that lives near my job in NYC, I ignore him and pretend he's not there and that he wants to ask me a question. I don't feel like getting stabbed by a stolen box. Oh Latla. Ask them what drugs they've been taking. Also, where can I get them please and thank you. What year is it? And also, before you ask, I've been having a daily dose of coronavirus lockdown. I would look around to see if I am being filmed. I guess I'd tell them the year. I don't judge nobody. The wrong one. Same as thing if a normally dressed people ask me. Awkwardly walk away. 2020, which year are you from? Me, 2020. Them, so the war hasn't started yet? Scream like Laura Palmer. Probably think it's a thought-out prank. What year do you think it is? I'd ask them if they've heard of the Lotus Casino. The wrong one. 2012. 1944. Tell him to go home and come back in a decade. Apocalypse year. 2020. Good luck. Lulaeret me. Go back for your own good. Telila. I would do what most people do. Shrug. Tell them the current year. And then go on with my day. It would probably make an interesting anecdote for the water cooler at work. But not much else. Weirdest thing happened to me yesterday, Bob. Some guy in a costume asked me what year it is. That is weird. Did you see the game last night? I spent my entire life expecting someone like you to reply to the answer with then there's still timer. One don't expect that anymore. Pop al pa ali. Either that or the wrong one. It's the year. Leave. One you don't wanna be in. Buy a calendar, broke ass bitch. For real. Oh, I see you've come to fix 2020. Go back a few months. By looking for a mysterious pocket watch and 2 hearts. Just tell him, don't judge clothing. I don't know, I stopped counting around the 1700s. It's 1955. You did it, Doc. Doctor, 7? Is it you? The year when the earth stopped. Ah, you again? How? Exclamation mark. Question mark quote. Before I answer, please ensure you maintain a 2-meter distance from me. Thank you. Just go back to your year, trust me. You definitely missed your destination. Hey, you're finally awake? You were trying to cross the border. Right. Walked right into that. Ban. LR1 at Lo Parota El Rutte. Ask them the same question. I would tell them what year it is. Then, if I wasn't busy, and if they seemed approachable, I would try to engage them in conversation. Cause damn it, I bet they'll turn out to be interesting. Worse outcome, some annoying street theater, hidden camera bullshit thing. Best outcome, wacky time traveler come to save us from ourselves. Plus sexy times. What? Sexy times? I don't know if the time traveler would let you due to the danger of altering the space-time continuum. Some of my reaction would depend on the clothing. Is it old or futuristic? If the clothing is just weird, I'd suspect mental impairment. It would take a lot more info for me to suspect anything else. Like time travel or aliens. Would an alien be familiar with our concept of years? If an alien were able to speak our language, they'd know the year. So I'm stuck on mental illness and trying to help the person get help. As a self-check, I'd hope the person is not a medical person checking on my mental status. I'd probably offer the correct answer and see where the conversation goes. Anno Dominium MMXXX. I'd say Spierdolage Kurwata Jest Polska Any Anglia. I'd just answer it. Then he'd want a newspaper to prove it and I'd be like, what? They sell those still? Someone's been watching Dark, I see. I'd say, hey, kid, what's with the life preserver? Same way I did last time it happened. Tell them the year and move on. Fucker may be a time traveler, but I'm still stuck traveling at 1 second per second. And I got places to be. I'd ask them, IDK, what do you think it is? Don't leave, take me with you. The Crimson Urn wrote from Skyrim scribbles. Tell them the wrong year obviously. They shouldn't be fucking with the timeline. Go to some other year, this one's broken. The year where everything goes to shit. It's 1926 my dear friend. I'd mess with his brain. Tell them the time. It's 2020. There's a good chance they're a time traveler trying to see just how bad it got. I would say, it's 2028, run while you still can. I'd assume I'm a patient in the neuro ICU recovering from some sort of head trauma. I'd say, Roland, just say the year. If they're a time traveler or not, it's none of my business. I'd tell them the year and then offer to take them to the hospital. Air Reals love a gemtart TRLer re Emma VALA Bella Middle out about being in the worst year in all of time. If not, they would just look at you weird and walk. ETE. I would probably just answer normally and honestly. I have been that person more than once. What year is it? The worst one. Tell them as much current information, in case they need to be grounded, and then ask them for as much information as I need to establish if I can, should help them otherwise. If he's from the future, he should know. With the riots, the masks, the plague of grasshoppers in Africa etc., it's kind of a dead giveaway. Probably tell them the year then give them some money because they're probably some drugged out hobo. I would tell him it's 2021. Then jot a note down detailing the coronavirus and stuff. If he is a time traveler, and he was aiming for 2020, then I'd have him meet myself a year ago and give me the note. I don't know. By the way, your flesh looks mighty tasty. Found the cannibal serial killer. Now I'd best get out of here. I would look for the camera guy hiding in a bush. 2022. What do you remember about the years we've just been through? Anyway, I could hop in the time machine. 2020. Sick outfit bro. Love the tattered cloak. We ruadal ta. I'd tell them Michael is Michael. Answering without thinking and realizing it years later at 3 a.m. while trying to sleep. Stares at him for 2 hours and then suddenly yell that I expected him to ask a more vague. Fotut D. O. A. Da. O. E. 0. Of course. Why are you asking the year? Oh, and this is Universe G3E. I'd just tell them, why, it's 1975, and be on my way. I would answer them honestly. The rest is none of my business. Tuesday. It'd say it's 1981, just to play with them. I would probably just answer them, but I've always been a pretty big anarchistic. Run the other direction and freak out about time travelers. Say, it's 2020, so how long do we have? This is probably an alien. The best course of action is to do what the world governments would do. Send a satellite out inviting them to our planet. Shoot them when they show up. They are probably on drugs. I would think he came out of a coma. Either that or short-term memory loss. I'd ask, what year do you think it is? And if they say a year that's not that year, I'd tell them, then bug them to taking me with them. Back to the Future inspired. Get your fucking mask on, dipshit. And it's 2020. Tell them, hell, and walk off. I would tell them, and most likely not only the year but also the exact date. And then I would hope they'd tell me they're a time traveler. Locally. Assume they had too much fentanyl, then either leave or call for the cops depending on how close they seem to an OD. It's 2020 bro, get out if you can. It's apocalypse day. At this point a time traveler wouldn't surprise me. I'd just give him a tired stare, answer the question, and get back to minding my own fucking business. Play along and tell them the year, while assuming they were cosplaying or crazy, but kinda hoping. TVAE 1. 2020. Boy, did you fuck up, pal. We needed you. This is 2028, year of the corona outbreak and time travel creation. Blamalumo Rick W. number 31 OR Tire LMEE Pay 86040 up 84018. I'd say, this is the only year where a bat monkey pawed everyone's asses by causing a plague. And the only year where people gathered for riots when a plague is going on. AKA 2020. I've always thought of this scenario so many times. I would just assume that it was a BTTF style filmed prank. I'd pull an op-ed from Community and go for it. 2020. Don't engage crazy. I'd just say, 2020 why? I'd say, it's a year I'll only forget in my old age. My friend actually tried this with a person. There's this area we like to go to. A sort of meadow, but to get there you have to go through this small wooded area and across a creek. Well, we were coming back from that, and my friend's clothes were wet from crossing the creek, and he wasn't wearing any shoes. He was also carrying a big stick he found on the sidewalk. He's an eccentric guy. Choose not to question it. Then, this middle-aged man minding his own business, walking his dog, starts to pass us. Suddenly my friend stops him and goes, "Sir, what year is it?" The man and both stopped for a second. I had no idea he was going to ask that, and clearly the man did not either. And then we just laughed. He told my friend it was 2020. So moral of the long, unnecessary story is just tell the dude what year it is. LMEGCIM. ID answer and leave quickly. Either they could be mentally ill and flip out and try to hurt me, or, if they're from the future, they may be carrying illnesses that my 2020 immune system can't defend against. ID say 2069 BCE to fuck with them. Just shake your head, smile and say hello, and ask back, what was the date last year? What year did you come from? I'd say, abort mission. Return immediately under risk of quantum collapse on the most robotic voice ever. Then I'd pretend to snap out of the trance and ask them politely, I'm sorry. Can I help? IOLAIE. Ox. Ata trarpu sarrulc sao m1. Claw ltecc less. Of quarantine we get, if they're from the present. I laugh and say, oh, it's 2030. I'd say, I don't know. Let's find out. Quote. Without a shadow of a doubt I'd lie about the year. I'd say it's year 4014 and that absolutely fuck all has developed since 2020. Coronavirus still dominates the news and Trump's great-great-great-grandson is now president of the USA. Basically like an episode of Sliders. Perform a level of consciousness diagnostic. Answer the question and follow up with what is your name and other identifiers. It could be a person in delirium, dementia, having a mental health crisis, could be intoxicated and or in need of medical attention. I would tell them that America just dropped nukes on Japan. I would tell Katy Perry to fuck off. 2012, careful. Keep the conversation going. Try to figure out what time they're from. Extract crucial info if they are from the future. If they're from the past, try to get messages to Lincoln, JFK, Malcolm X, Hunter S. Thompson, W. and Robin Williams explaining the need to make America great sooner. I would tell them I am not giving them any money for meth. Realistic answer. Look for the hidden cameras or friends filming. Scoff and awkwardly answer, 2020, and leave uncomfortably. I live in Austin. This happens frequently. The wrong year. I would legit decide to #CK with them and say it's 1950 or some #T like that. Just go around the main train station and this is the definition of every second person. And I would say them, it's 2020. The worst year after 2000 yet. Then the guy would also know what's kinda going on. Think the better question is where is it? And then just keep walking. Dude, I have no idea. I just got here too. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Try to find the TARDIS. What year do you think it is? As much of a stupid I am. I'd straightforwardly answer the question and then think and process the situation, and with a delay ask him where's he from. I would ask them what it year is. I would say 2,020,020. Sumaila Ami, 1 meter Comer. More posts from the AskReddit community. 782k women who dated older men as teenagers that now realize they were predators. Samo Ta'ala Road. 75.7k at this point in 2020. If you looked in the sky tomorrow and saw a big-ass death owl-looking mother, what do you think your first thought would be? NSIW. 748k Trevor Noah once said, America is 50 countries masquerading as one. Do you think? Smereller Ot Nig. PS by Ada Lieutenant Tam Uaem Roel Ta Rtarleosil Malin Amacm Lump Col Recoil L. Probably earn a degree about it? What plot holes, logical inconsistencies, and the like cannot be reconciled and bother you to no end? 66.14k What is an adult problem you were not prepared for equals in 62.3k Men of Reddit who proposed and she said no. What happened afterwards with your same ESID? 56.6k Has anyone ever given nice guy a chance after they've thrown a tantrum? Asterisk, because you didn't let them treat you like a queen. And if you did, how did it work? 55.4k You have the ability to do absolutely nothing for extremely long period of time. EEMCNA Rune Couch Al-Qaeda. 54.5k Redditors who sort by new. How do you know it's a banger when you see it? Ill. 43.5k What 80s movies hold up and are still worth watching 30 to 40 years later? L. 43.0k Your username becomes a real being with a human mind and it spawns in your Sayimara Reltkron. 40.6k If God created a Reddit post asking for suggestions on the next update of Earth. Smut AOTC's BVTTT Ryan 9. 39.6k TF Your username is the answer. What's the question? Equals copyright. 36.9k What is something other people do that bothers you? Your head? 35.2k You wake up in your bed and you're only 12 years old. Everything since was just a STA-NRCERMUTTM Malta. TATRTR Relianted. SS. 32.2k What's the biggest scam people still fall for equals in